What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 9, Poison in the Honey. Let's get into Shaeeda and Bilal. So their segment starts off with Shaeeda spending time with Bilal's children. It is his weekend to have the children, and so the plan is Bilal and his son are going to go out and do something while the daughter will stay behind and bond with Shaeeda. And so what they plan on doing together is they're going to Shaeeda is going to show her how to cook a Trinidadian Trinidad Trinidad meal. They're gonna cook together, and Shaeeda says that she hopes that, bonding with his children and getting along with his children will show Bilal that she is ready to be a mother. Girl, this is not about your readiness to be a parent. You can be ready to be a parent until the cows come home. The issue is not your readiness to be a parent. The issue is Bilal's wantingness to want to have more children. That's the issue. You can be the epitome of the perfect mother. It ain't going to matter if he doesn't want to have any more kids. So that's what we got to work on. Not showing him that you can be a great mom, but like him wanting to even have more children with you or with anybody else for that matter. So, as her and Bilal's daughter are preparing the chicken, she used some very interesting language to describe washing the chicken. She said, wash the chicken the way you would wash your private parts. Like how can you even say that to a minor? Like, I didn't get that at all. That was just too much. Even the girl herself said that it kind of left her feeling awkward. Her Shaeeda's choice of words, that was strange. So Shaeeda, then the conversation turns to, they talk about how they kind of poke fun at Bilal and his, obsessiveness with cleanliness and orderliness and all of that. And they both say that they're both kind of messy people. And so they're both driving him crazy with the fact that they're not on that same level of organization as he is. And so they kind of were, laughing about that, how they have that in common. And then the conversation kind of got serious. Now, Shaeeda told the daughter that she really doesn't feel comfortable with them calling her by her first name. Now, this is very common in a lot of cultures where you don't call someone who is older than you, especially if you're a child. You don't refer to someone older than you by their first name. You have to show some type of respect because they're older. And so some cultures will have certain ways of calling someone who is older than you. Some cultures will have certain names of calling someone who is older than you. And so once again, Shaeeda brings up that she would prefer to be called Umi. And she says that in her country of Trinidad and Tobago, it doesn't mean that I am now your new mother. You have to call me Umi because I'm your mother as well. It's not like that. It's more as a sign of respect. I guess in some cultures, they will call an older woman that's a part of the family auntie. So she wants to be called Umi because she says in Trinidad, this is what you call or what you refer to as an older woman who is in your family and who is like a mother figure to you. It doesn't mean that they're taking over as your mom. It's just a term of respect. That's all it is. Nothing more and nothing less. But the girls, you know what? It seems like that they're not really comfortable there. And they're not ready for that at all because to them, Umi means mother. Point blank, I call the woman who I see as my mother, I call her Umi. And that's it. Now, I feel like that maybe her and the kids and Bilal can kind of compromise with a name. Not calling her by her first name, but calling her something else, not Umi, but another term of endearment or affection. Now, a lot of the times, names will come about, nicknames or pet names will come about after they just kind of naturally happen after the relationship has developed somewhat. So maybe Shaeeda needs to be a little bit more patient with them. And once they develop that closeness and that real bond, they will come up with something to call her other than her name. But it seems like she wants this right away. Now, like I said, in her country, it doesn't matter how long you've known someone. if you are a child and you're referring to an older person, you don't call them by their first name. And even here in America, it's like that as well, where some people just don't feel comfortable having children call adults by their first name. And if nothing else, they'll call them Miss So and so, Miss Amanda, Miss Catherine, or whatever, instead of just Amanda or Catherine. And so they should probably just compromise on something. Miss Shaeeda is a little bit too formal for someone who's going to be your stepmother. So just like a really cute little nickname that only them will have for her. They can compromise like that. And then maybe after Bilal and Shaeeda get married, if they get married, they can be a little bit more comfortable calling her Umi. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I think they can compromise. They can come up with a really cute name that they can call her. It'll just be their name for her. Moving on. So, whatever day it is, they have prayer, and after prayer, they decide to go out and do some fun activities. Now, Shaeeda says she would rather have gone shopping for the wedding. Bilal says in his confessional he is not ready to even think about a wedding or talk about a wedding until they get the prenuptial agreement underway. He will definitely wants to do a prenuptial agreement. So when she suggested, hey, we could have gone shopping for wedding things, he was just like, like totally disinterested. Now, what they decide to do for the day is they decide to ride some scooters. Of course, Shaeeda, she doesn't want to really do it. She doesn't feel comfortable doing it. She's too scared to do it. But she does give it a chance, and she does give it her all. She participates. She does her thing. And then after that, she's like, okay, I'm over it. Bilal says in his confessional that she's very negative. Like her mind automatically flips to the negative on anything new that he tries to introduce her to. The things that he's tried to introduce her to that she's kind of responded negatively to, I don't think, well, I can see like maybe he would want her to just respond more enthusiastically, like kind of like just fake it till you make it kind of thing. Just to act like you are enthusiastic about playing games or riding scooters. But also, she's just being honest with how she feels. Like, hey, I don't really want to do this. I really don't want to ride a scooter. I don't really want to play games. In a way, I kind of don't see anything wrong with her expressing exactly how she feels. But then I also see his point of view as well, where it's like, hey, we're just trying to bond. We're just trying to do some activities. This is nothing drastic like bungee jumping or, handling an alligator or anything like that. This is just some cute little family day fun. And maybe she could, I don't know. I feel like, okay, maybe she could have been a little bit more positive, a little bit more enthusiastic about it. Do your little scooter riding and then be like, okay, y'all, I'm tired now. So when they get a chance to finally have a conversation, they sit down at the bench and the conversation starts with, she kind of started like negatively, where she wanted to talk about the things about Bilal that bothers her. She said that he was too fussy. He was too particular with how he wants things done. Like, for example, when it came to like the polishing of the silverware. She's like, you get on my case and how I polish silverware. And he said, well, you yourself told me that your mother told you you're not a good silverware polisher. And then she's like, well, how dare you take something that I confided in you with and then you throw it back in my face to use it as like a weapon against me. And he's like, I'm not throwing anything back in your face. I'm just saying that even your own mother talked about how you don't polish silverware very well. It's like, wow, this is a crazy conversation. And she says that living with him gives her anxiety because she doesn't know what to do, where to turn, where to go sit down, what glass to get out of the cabinet without him saying something about her, messing up his home. And she accuses him of, when he was trying to defend himself with how he is, in his confessional, he even said, I can't even express myself with her without her calling me, saying that I'm lecturing her, I'm talking down to her. And so then she accuses him of always wanting to win every argument or every conversation. And he tried to tell her, I'm not even trying to win anything. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. I'm just trying to tell you what I think about the situation of what you just said. So they bicker about the bumps of living together. And then Bilal says in his confession that he has never argued with anyone as much as he's argued with her. And that says a lot. And for you to even make that statement, Bilal, right there, it's a red flag. Right there, it's the beginning of a relationship will have its bumps, but the beginning of a relationship is usually the best time of the relationship. That's like the best time. Y'all are finally getting to spend quality time together. Because the only other time that they were together was when he went to Trinidad for 7 days. So now y'all are actually getting to know each other, discover each other. This should be like one of the happiest moments of the relationship because it doesn't get any better than the beginning, right? After that, it's just downhill when real life sets in. So I'm not under, at least that very first month of the 90 days should be the best because you really don't have that constant pressure of getting married yet and doing all the paperwork and all of that and the wedding planning. Y'all are just kind of chilling for the first 2 to 3 weeks or so. It should be the best time of all. But if y'all are arguing this much about silverware polish and water on the floor, on the countertops, maybe this isn't going to work out for y'all. Sometimes you just gotta call a thing a thing. Maybe y'all are just not compatible. Now, the way it all started, she saw a man on Instagram who looked like he had some money. So she DMs him. He sees a very attractive girl that he really wants to get with. So he responds. And that's what your whole relationship is based on. That's it. She thought she was getting a man with money who was going to let her do whatever. He thought he was getting a very attractive girl that was going to let him do whatever. And it didn't work out like that. Now that y'all are really getting to know each other, it's not really working out like that. So maybe this just isn't the relationship for you. So she actually started this argument because she was nitpicking at him, and then he was not going to back down, which he should have. You know, he should have just been. What he should have done when she started with, "Oh, you're too fussy, and you're too this, and you're too that." He should have just listened to her, and say, "Okay, maybe I'll be a little bit less fussy moving forward. How about that? I'll work on being less fussy, and you can probably work on being a little bit more organized or something, and we'll meet in the middle somewhere. How about that? Let's go have lunch, and just leave it at that." But instead of like they got to go tit for tat, tick for tack, tit for tat, however you say it. It's like they got to match each other. She complains about this, then he has to respond. She complains about this, and he has to respond. Then he complains about this, and then she's got to respond. And then it's just like, okay, we're arguing now, and then it all ended with her not talking. The conversation came to a standstill. It completely shut down. He was like, "Okay, you ready to go?" And she's like, "I need time for myself." And he's like, "Okay, well, holler at me when you're ready to go." And he walked away. What kind of a relationship is this? If it's not giving you joy and happiness, let it go. Let it go. Especially you, Shaeeda, because you really want to have these children of your own, and you ain't got much time, honey. People can have kids in their 40s and 50s. Yes, we see that every day, but it's not the norm. So if you are trying to have a whole bunch of children or 2 or 3 kids or whatever you're trying to do, girl, and this man is irritating you as much as he is, let it go. Let it go. Just come back to, let's go back to square one. Let's like start all over. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's try to figure something new out. And it could be a whole lot better than what you got going on here. You got kids who you feel like don't want to respect you by calling you Umi. You got a fiance who is absolutely neurotic as hell. Who likes to play mind games with you, who likes to play pranks on you, wants to make a big joke out of everything, who you can't take a fork out of the damn drawer without him looking over your shoulder and making sure that girl, let it go. Let it go. The house is beautiful. The yoga room was cute, but honey, it ain't worth all this. Let it go. Go back to the drawing board. You still got time. Unbelievable. Every time these people are in the same scene, they are arguing about something. And that's just not how you live life. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. But whatever. If they like it, all we got to do is love it, right? That is my review of Bilal and Shaeeda. I hope I didn't forget anything else. I don't think I did. Yeah, that is my review of Shaeeda and Bilal. If you like this content, subscribe. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.